People say that trust is the strongest foundation of a marriage. For 6 years, I believed that with all my heart. My wife, Emily, wasn't just my partner. She was my best friend. We laughed together, dreamed together, and stood by each other through every challenge life threw our way. I never imagined there would come a day when I'd question the person I trusted more than anyone else. But sometimes, the smallest changes create the biggest doubts. And once doubt enters your mind, it refuses to leave. It didn't happen overnight. At first, it was little things. She started keeping her phone face down on the table. Whenever a message arrived, she'd glance at the screen and quickly lock it. If I walked into the room while she was texting, she'd immediately put her phone away. I told myself I was overthinking. Everyone deserves privacy. But every day, the distance between us seemed to grow a little wider. Soon, sleep became impossible. I'd lie awake, staring at the ceiling while she slept peacefully beside me. Questions kept running through my head. Was she hiding something? Had I done something wrong? Was there someone else? The silence in our bedroom became louder than any argument we'd ever had, and the more I thought, the worse my imagination became. One evening, while we were watching television, her phone rang. She looked at the screen, then quickly stood up. "I'll be right back," she whispered. She walked outside onto the balcony and closed the door behind her. I couldn't hear what she was saying, but I could see the worry on her face. When she came back inside, she smiled, but it didn't look real. That night, I made a decision I never thought I'd make. I bought a tiny hidden camera online. As I stood in the living room holding it in my hand, I felt ashamed. This wasn't who I was. I loved my wife. I trusted her. At least, I wanted to. But fear is a powerful thing, and fear can convince even good people to make terrible decisions. With shaking hands, I hid the camera inside the bookshelf. Then I went to bed, pretending everything was normal. The next morning, I left for work. Emily kissed me goodbye just like she always did. For a brief moment, everything felt normal again. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe there was nothing to worry about. But as I sat in my office staring at my computer screen, I couldn't focus on a single thing. Every few minutes, I'd look at the clock, waiting, wondering, fearing what I might discover. When I finally got home from work, I locked myself in my study. My heart was pounding so hard I could hear it. I opened the hidden camera recording. The living room appeared on my laptop screen. For the first hour, nothing happened. The room remained completely empty. Then another hour passed. Still nothing. I actually smiled. Maybe I'd been worrying for no reason. Then, the doorbell rang. Emily walked to the front door. She took a deep breath before opening it. Standing outside was a man I'd never seen before. He was wearing a black business suit and carrying a leather briefcase. He looked around carefully before stepping inside. My smile disappeared instantly. My heart sank. Every terrible possibility rushed through my mind at once. The two of them sat down on the sofa. The man opened his briefcase and placed several documents on the coffee table. Emily looked nervous. She kept rubbing her hands together. A few seconds later, she started crying. The camera had no sound. I couldn't hear a single word they were saying. All I could do was watch. Every second felt like an hour. Every tear she shed made my imagination run even wilder. I slammed my laptop shut. I have to go home. Without thinking, I grabbed my car keys and rushed outside. My hands were shaking so badly, I could barely unlock the car. As I drove through the city, my mind kept replaying everything I'd just seen. Who was that man? Why had she been crying? Why hadn't she told me anything? The closer I got to home, the more terrified I became. Because deep down, I believed my life was about to change forever. I pulled into the driveway faster than I ever had before. My heart was racing. I threw the front door open. "Emily!" I shouted. No answer. The house was completely silent. The living room was empty. The man was gone. Emily was gone. The only thing waiting for me was a single white envelope sitting neatly in the center of our dining table. My hands trembled as I picked it up. Across the front were only 2 words. For you. I slowly opened it. Inside were bank documents, investment contracts, business reports, and something that caught my attention immediately. A receipt from a jewelry store. My stomach tightened. I didn't understand any of it. Not yet. I carefully read every page. Then everything started making sense. The jewelry receipt wasn't for a purchase. It was for a sale. Emily had sold every piece of jewelry she owned. The necklace I bought her on our first anniversary, the bracelet from our honeymoon, even the earrings her mother had given her before our wedding. Every precious memory. Gone. Not because she wanted money, because she needed it. The documents explained everything. Over the past few months, my business had been losing money much faster than I realized. Emily had secretly contacted one of the best financial advisors in the city. The man I had convinced myself was her lover was actually helping her restructure my business. She had invested every dollar from selling her jewelry. She believed in me, even when I had started losing faith in myself. She wanted everything finalized before telling me. She wanted it to be a surprise. Instead, I had been preparing for betrayal. Folded between the documents was a handwritten letter. Her handwriting was instantly recognizable. My love, if you're reading this, then my surprise probably didn't go as planned. I know how hard you've been working to save your company. Every night I watched you pretending not to worry. But I knew the truth. I couldn't stand watching you carry that burden alone. Jewelry can always be bought again. Your dreams can't. I hope one day you'll forgive me for keeping this secret. By the time I reached the last sentence, I could barely see the page through my tears. A few minutes later, I heard the front door open. Emily walked inside carrying a small grocery bag. The moment she saw me standing there, she froze. Then her eyes moved to the papers spread across the dining table. Her face turned pale. She didn't say a single word. Neither did I, for what felt like forever. We simply looked at each other. Then I walked toward her. She looked terrified, as if she expected me to be angry. Instead, I wrapped my arms around her, as tightly as I possibly could. She burst into tears. "I'm sorry," she whispered. "I only wanted to help." I shook my head. "No, I'm the one who's sorry." For the first time in weeks, the distance between us disappeared. That night, I told her everything, about my doubts, about the hidden camera, about the fear that had completely taken over my mind. I expected her to be furious. Instead, she gently held my hand. "I wish you had just asked me." Those words hurt more than anything else, because she was right. One honest conversation could have prevented all of this. I opened my laptop one last time. The hidden camera recordings were still there. Hours of footage, hours of suspicion, hours that represented the worst version of myself. Without hesitation, I selected every single file. Then I clicked delete. The screen asked, "Are you sure?" This time, I didn't hesitate. Yes, forever. People often believe that love is tested by secrets, but that's not true. Love is tested by trust. Sometimes, the stories we create inside our own minds are far more painful than reality itself. That hidden camera didn't reveal my wife's betrayal. It revealed my own fear. It showed me how easily doubt can blind us to the sacrifices someone is making in silence. Today, my business is stronger than ever. But that's not what I'm most grateful for. I'm grateful that I didn't lose the person who never stopped believing in me, even when I stopped believing in her. Because trust isn't built by watching someone. It's built by choosing to believe them, especially when fear tells you not to. And that's a lesson I'll carry with me for the rest of my life. If this story touched your heart, like the video, subscribe, and let us know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next story.